more mods have the assist of self-voicing. I'm just waiting for the next meme to be made. I'm just trying to figure out where we saved. It was probably here that we last saved. Who should I show my... Yeah, this is it. Who should I show my poem to next? We already... Actually, I think this is the in-game Friday. As in the day before the festival. No, not before the festival. The day before the weekend before the festival, so... This is the third time I've written the poem and shared it to the 4 girls, so... We already shared a poem to Sayori in part 1. So, Natsuki. Then Yuri, then Monica. This one's alright. It's about average. Not amazing, but not terrible. Well, I'm at least trying. I never said you weren't. This just isn't my style. Nothing wrong with that. People have their opinions. Yep, your poems are kinda like decent, I guess is the word. Coming to the pro for tips, are ya? I'll help you out this time. It's your language, it's mediocre. They're just average words. Use some softer words, like my poems. Well, my poems are the best. Speaking of which. Let me see your poem. Something happy. Cookies and cream. And my own happy place. Fresh and warm sunshine and a breeze on my face. These are the things that happiness means. Just folded laundry. Hot from the dryer. Lifts up my spirits so they can't go much higher. Folded laundry is where you find happiness. Cookies and cream, puppies and kittens, but folded laundry. Oh, and cute bunnies, that makes sense. All cuddled up with small barks, squeaks, and mews. These are the things that make me beam. Sleeping in a big soft bed, listening to rain, pit-pat overhead. Talking with friends and laughing aloud. All worries now gone and playing around. These are the things that fill my dreams, but sometimes happiness is hard to find. I know darkness lingers, in everyone too, and some people feel the eternal blues. So here is a poem from me to you. Please know the people are all alike. If we stick together, we'll be alright. Let's talk and laugh about happy things, and find the joy that true friends can bring. Yeah, you know what this poem is about, right? You wrote it for Yuri, right? I wouldn't say. Well, actually, yeah. I wrote after seeing how much effort was Yuri putting into changing. I mean, it's only fair after the poem she wrote for me, right? Oh, EB Galaxy Girl, welcome back, and I stuck to my word. I think I know what you mean. Ending is a bit bittersweet, though. About that. Well, I was thinking of that Yuri probably has problems that I don't know about. I mean, all people do, right? So I guess the message at the end was that even if we have problems and we're feeling sad, if we look towards friends we can find happiness, you know, joy and solidarity and stuff. Well, I was thinking about what Yuri would call it, so, and I'm not dumb, you know. I do know big words. I just prefer not to use them. I know. This is superlative. The raw emotion evoked from this piece is the result of trying what I suggested yesterday. I'm pretty sure it's still the 20 random words she's somehow getting the buzz from. Please be honest with me. Do you honestly appreciate spending time with me like this? The music just changed. It's just, I haven't heard anyone speak about me like this before. Forgive me if this sounds silly, but the fact that I was able to influence your writing style, it just makes me really happy. Wait, surely you've shared your writing with others before, right? No, she hasn't, apparently. You're very talented. I would have thought you had shown your writing to others. I primarily write for myself. I don't see why you shouldn't write for others if you're good enough at it. In 5, CV3. Which stage 5? There's 2 of them. I'm thinking you're talking about the upper stage 5 because when you say Fireball Boost in 5, you're making me think of the Tower stage 5, not the Cave stage 5 where you find Alucard. Yeah. that boost has always been like one of my biggest concerns when running that category. Well, especially once I was going for world record, that boost was always one of my biggest concerns because it's really easy to just mess that up, believe me. I'm world record holder and like even I still find that's like very hard to do consistently. Just find a pixel you feel like will work for you and just stick to that pixel, that's all I can say. I have all these feelings, and all I can do with them is read and write, but it wasn't until now that it became apparent that something was missing. You. Me? Are you sure? Yes. The fact that you're willing to be patient with me, it really means a lot to me. I know there's so many things wrong with me, Level Engine. My diction is irritatingly slow. I've never held to find confidence in my own opinions. And I look for hidden depths where they don't exist, but despite all that, you didn't leave me. You're one of those people, and I'm so grateful for that. I see. Well, in my eyes, you're an incredible person. It'd be weird if I didn't treat you nicely, you know. I joined this club hoping to meet some new people, and I'm glad I got to meet you. Yeah, this is not the exit music Yuri we're talking to. We're talking to an actual, like, good Yuri. And the poem. Still gotta read the poem. Somehow shorter than Natsuki's. Okay, forlorn. Pastel palettes shiver and shake underneath my gossamer words. Out of reach, my shoulders ache. You float away, my pleas unheard. Lost in the silent charcoal mist, I try to touch your silky hair. I almost said silly. Glowing embers of passionate trysts, whirling around an amethyst air. Verdant, quadrilateral clovers. That's the fancy way of saying four-leaf clover. Navigate my rusty veins. Help me last until it's over. Take control. Grab the reins. I hope one day to see you again and hear your soothing, silent tune. I'll patiently wait for the moment when I'm sheltered under your gentle moon. Physicist introduced me to Doki Doki Literature Club in the first place. He kept bringing that up because sometimes I have a tendency to just put things off for like a while. So he had to keep reminding me, but eventually I did play it and have no regrets. And then I started playing like a bunch of DDLC mods from there on out, and it's still going. What was the inspiration behind this one? I suppose it's about an internal struggle between one's own desires and their best interests. It's important for those we care about to be happy, even if it means we cannot be happy ourselves. I imagine it's something I'll need to come to terms with. Thanks for sharing. Alright, Monica. We have a festival coming up soon. Didn't we already go over this? Being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people is another. I'll have to give it more thought. Despite any praise the girls might have given me, I really doubt that my poetry's up to snuff. I'm sure that there's not just a little bias during the discussions. Okay, no pressure, but whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. Wouldn't want to let down the club, of course. So, where's the poem you wrote? Oh, she's looking at my poem first. Okay, I am looking at her poem now. I thought she was gonna look at mine. No, I'm looking at hers. The lady who knows everything. God, this was really fun to put through Google Translate, this poem. Ended up turning the lady who knows everything into, quote-unquote, women all go. Old story tells about women living in the world. Women are all. Women seek all the answers. Women are all. All goals. It means everything. I like that one better, but then again, I was just doing that for the fun of it. I mean, this is a poem from the base game, so I'm probably not going to go over it again. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about. I never really put that much thought into it. In a way, it's almost paradoxical, because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning? Yeah. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy. How fitting. Somber subjects for a somber day. Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? True. I mean, we are in high school after all. Those are your quote-unquote prime suffering years. And no, I did not come up with that quote. I'm not that clever. It might make you feel like doing any more is useless when you work for hours on this poem and no one just so much as even glances at it. And the sad truth is the world is already so saturated with creative works already that most people won't receive any attention. At least relative to the most popular artists and authors. There's actually not that much you can do in that situation besides try your best. You shouldn't also think of things in terms of increasing your number of views and your popularity. I gave up on that a long time ago and just focused on my personal self. Yeah, she's right. I started doing this way before I heard Monica say it in the game mod. If you're proud of yourself and your work, that's enough success. That was the most depressing right at the tip of the day ever. That's like the most important guide. That's the most important tip I've gone by on my YouTube channel. Kinda just stopped looking at my subscriber count and just decide to do whatever I want to do. Right, so, the festival. Oh, you still remembered? I'll pretend that I didn't hear that. Anyway, as I was saying, well, I already know what I'm doing. That's right, Natsuki will be making cupcakes, but we might need a lot of them in different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted. And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori, you mentioned goodie bags earlier, if I remember correctly. How do you keep Trevor from getting knocked off of the stairs? It's not hard. If he's on the stairs and whatever hits him actually knocks him off the stairs, that happens because he has no more health and, well, he's just dead. If you're on a flight of stairs and whatever hits you doesn't kill you, he doesn't go flying anywhere, he just gets stunned. I mean, that would be a good way to just make sure you don't just fly off a ledge into a bottomless pit, but you only have so much health to work with, so sometimes you might not be able to do that. Great idea, people will love that. Indeed. We're glad you're helping, Sayori. Oh, you guys, it's nothing special. The cupcakes sound amazing, though. Of course, because I'll be making them. We all share a collective laugh. How about you, Yuri? Ideally I'd like to do something that can enhance the atmosphere of our performances. I'd like to experiment with some aromatherapy as well, if that's okay with you. Of course, that's fine. I'm excited to see what you come up with. You've also got beautiful handwriting, so perhaps something that involves that? How about banners and decorations? Great minds think alike, right? Anyway, that just leaves you, Level Engine. The only useless one. Looks like all of us have a lot of work to do for the festival, so Monica will be really grateful. Why do I feel so nervous? Seems like everyone can use some help. So, what kind of choices am I actually gonna have? I still know how the original game goes when it comes to this scene. So it's up to me. Of course I know it's up to me. I'm gonna try and pick Sayori and see where this goes. If this actually works out, or if I just get railroaded towards someone else. She doesn't look quite as happy as I hoped she would be. Are you sure? I wouldn't want to bore you. Plus, it really isn't that much work. The others have a lot more to do, so I'm sure they'll get more out of your help than I would. I exchanged looks with Yuri, Natsuki, and Monica. None of us really know how to react. It's okay, Sayori, really, it's no problem. I work well alone. It wouldn't cause me any hassle. Yeah, relax. I've baked loads of cupcakes before, remember? This'll be a walk in the park. Sayori, no matter who he picked, the outcome would pretty much be the same. We all got work to do. Our tasks are all equally important in making sure the festival runs smoothly. Level Engine shows you himself. It's what he wants to do. Besides, it's good that he's going to be with you because we need someone who can keep you from eating all of the... Oh, candies. I thought it said candles. Then we'd have a real problem if she was eating the candles. Oh, hey! Kidding, kidding. Seriously, enjoy yourself, guys. You two will have a lot of fun, I can sense it. No, Level Engine, don't think like that. It's just because she's got something bothering her, that's all. Well, that's settled then. And Level Engine's going to help Sayori. I think that's everything sorted then. I'll see everyone on Monday, and don't forget to practice your poems. It'll be fun, guys, I promise. Take care of yourself, Sayori. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm curious, but it's best not to ask. Their business, after all. So let's walk home, think about tomorrow. We'll probably have to head to town to grab the supplies for the goodie bags. Is that okay with you? That's fine. What time should I meet you, and where? We can meet at my place. Also, seeing as we have a lot of work to do, let's make it bright and early. Can we not make it too early? Still a bit lazy, I see. I guess I'm just not an early riser. No worries. I guess if we both got on with it, we could get everything finished earlier than I imagined. Would 11 AM be okay? Yeah, I can work with that. Guess it means I get a lie in as well. Hopefully this works out. Sunday. I'm guessing it's Saturday now, and... what are we gonna do on Saturday? Well, in the game Saturday. Oh, it's already Sunday. We're gonna skip over that. Knowing that I'll be spending a day alone with Sayori is kinda weird. Hopefully we get to spend that day with her. Not in a bad way or anything. It's just been a long, long time since we've had a day out together, which is the two of us. Still, I'm looking forward to it. I hope whatever was bugging her on Friday is gone. A fair in that town must have been around 11. I managed to win Sayori a giant cuddly cow plushie in one of those shooting minigame things. Well, actually, my dad did. I couldn't aim for my life. That's when I realized that video games don't train you to shoot in real life. I smile at the memory. Does she remember it as well? The buzzing of the doorbell brings me back to the present. Most likely, it's Sayori. Yep, there she is. She's gone for a pretty casual outfit. It's simple but works really well on her. Ready to go then? Sure am. Let's get going. I gently close the door behind me and we step out onto the street. It's a bright sunny day. Not too hot and there's a gentle breeze. Perfect. If you were only 4, I'm not going to judge you. Where are we going first then? Well, I made a list of all the stuff we'll need, so that'll be a big help. Fish out a small sheet of paper from my pocket. On it I've written what we need and where to get the items from. So we need bookmarks, some sweets, ribbon, and some gift bags. To be honest, I have no idea where we can get the gift bags and the ribbon. I was planning to go to the arts and crafts store in town, but it's shut down recently. Oh, really? That's okay. I actually have some gift bags and ribbon at home. Thank God, that's pretty convenient. You should have mentioned it to me yesterday, though. Hey, sorry. I must have forgot. Nah, it's okay. I'm curious why you have those two things, though. What do you use it for? I don't use them or anything. They're left over from a birthday party I had years ago. I think it was my 10th one. You remember it, right? Hey, you did too. I laugh as I realize I can't claim innocence here. Guilty as charged. Well, with those two items down, we just have to visit the bookstore and the supermarket. We'll start with the bookstore, it's closer. So what does this bookstore look like? Yeah, this definitely looks like it's somewhere in Japan. As we walk, I notice Sayori humming contentedly, a slight skip in her step. Just taking some time to look at the background here because I don't recall seeing this one before. Either that or it's been a while since I've seen this. Certainly a lot going on here. Street signs, store signs, literally everywhere. I forgot how adorable she could be. Always so cheery. It's like she lives in her own little world. She looks like she's back to normal again. To say I'm relieved would be an understatement. Almost like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Hey, Sayori! You look like you're in a much better mood today. Of course! I said I'd be fine today, remember? So here I am. It's a relief to see you back to your normal self. You really had me worried on Friday. No need to worry about you. I've played several DDLC mods, so how could I not? Sayori giggles. What? Oh, nothing, nothing. I just didn't see you as the poetic type, that's all. All those video games, I guess. You really got into them over the past few years. Haven't I always been into them? Just, well, it's a lot more apparent now. Well, truth be told, I didn't really think I was a poet either. I guess I never realized how much I enjoy literature. I shrug off the comment about gaming. I want to enjoy today after all. I mean, Yuri showed me this really cool book. Maybe not cool, but it was pretty interesting. Something about a girl who escapes from this weird human experimentation prison, and all sorts of horrible stuff happens to her. Sayori pouts, looking very disapproving. Oh, I don't like the sound of that at all. Sounds really scary. I'd hate to live in a world where horrible stuff like that happened to me. Well, it looks like Sayori's wonderful innocence never went anywhere. Have I ever played Super Metroid? Oh, of course. You just never saw it in any of my videos or live streams. Yeah, the game eventually got very easy. Just finding some of those items was a pain in the ass, though. I'm talking to a physicist about Super Metroid. Oh, the bookstore. Alright, here we are. Let's see what they have. What's the STEM book? I wonder if some of these are actually real books. S-Smile. I doubt it, that's a real book. Saka. Asalita or something. Whimsical. Some of this is just really hard to read. Screw it. Make a beeline for a rack of shelves carrying a nice variety of bookmarks. They include all different colors and sizes. Sayori wonders over, her eyes wide at all the choices. Oh, so many to choose from! Yep. Who would have guessed there's such a demand for bookmarks of all things? This blue one is really nice. It's a bookmark with a blue koala. Who makes a bookmark with a blue koala? Sayori seems to love it though. Before I even get to say anything, she starts gushing over another bookmark. Look at this red one! It's got a little ribbon shape on it, just like mine! Well, at least this one is a bit more justifiable. These got little puns on them. An apple with the quote, "You're the apple of my eye." A cutesy smiling cartoon bacon with the words, "I like you more than bacon." Okay, that one actually kind of made me laugh. I'll admit, I like the bacon one. The apple one's too cheesy, though. I still remember some of Nintendo's Valentine's Day Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze cards. Baby, you're a real barrel blast. You're a smash hit. Don't you know how amazing you are? Oh, really? Thank you. I love it. It's not hard to make Sayori smile. Yeah, the games are very similar. They have like the same sort of, well, not the exact same, but a very, very similar map system that one will remind you of the other and vice versa. Yeah, Metroid was doing it first, but Castlevania eventually moved on to that with Symphony of the Night, and then handheld games kind of just continued on that tradition. So, we just need the sweets, right? Do me a favor and don't spend hours trying to choose some, okay? I know what you're like with candy. Hey! It's not my fault I got a sweet tooth. Whose fault is that, then? She sticks her tongue out at me. As predicted, Sayori is beyond excited, like a real kid in the candy store. Well, she's technically not in the candy store, but the saying doesn't really sound as good when it's in a supermarket, does it? There aren't any cookies here! I decide to humor her. Oh no, seriously? That's heartbreaking. I know. How can they call themselves a supermarket if they don't have any cookies? It's crazy, yeah. I have no clue. Okay. We browse the selection, pondering which candy would be the best to buy. Hey, Sayori, what's your favorite flavor of licorice? Strawberry, why? Oh, no reason. Just wondering. Strawberry licorice it is. I'm going to keep this as a surprise for her. Although doing these little thoughtful things for her makes me pause. Sayori told me I would always look out for her back when we still hung out. Did I really stop doing all that? I find that kind of hard to believe, given how naturally I find looking out for her to be. Okay, Okay, so she found a bunch of stuff. People are gonna love it. Let's get a move on. Let me guess, buy you some cinnamon buns? How did you know? Whenever our parents took us shopping together, you always used to ask your mom for the exact same thing. Guess some things never change, right? I smiled back at her. It's the little things with Sayori that really warm my heart. I'm definitely not complaining. Oh, you're talking about Super Metroid. No, eventually for me that got really easy. I mean, a few things were kind of cryptic and vague, like learning how to dash. That's not something you're usually used to if you played newer Metroid games where they kind of got rid of that. Are we gonna, what, print the bookmarks or something, or photocopy them? As the machine whirs to life, I sit back, idly thinking about literature. There's probably some really deep quotes out there. I laughed softly to myself, imagining how much someone like Yuri would resonate with those wise words. She'll probably appreciate the quotes the most. Who's at the door? Oh, Sayori. Once again, it's Sayori, who's clutching a large sack filled with a colorful assortment of gift bags. It looks like she's literally carrying a rainbow. Hi again, so here they are. I lead her upstairs as she carries on being enthralled by all the colors. Man, you really couldn't decide on a color, could you? There are so many pretty ones to choose between, Love Legend. I figured you could help me choose, so I brought them all. All? How many do we need? This one has little cinnamon decorations on it. Sayori? Sorry. How many do we need? Good question. I think about 15 will do, right? Just to be on the safe side? 15? How many people are we gonna get at this festival anyway? Do I have a cartridge of it? If so, show us. I don't remember where I left it, though. It's probably in a box somewhere. I'd have to go just open up my closet, open up a box. It's probably in one of those somewhere. I could probably find the cartridge. There are 3 rules for writing a novel. Unfortunately, no one knows what they are. I don't get it. Neither do I, to be honest, but I like the humor, and it strikes me as something people might find funny. Yuri might understand it. Yeah, to me, a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. That's kind of something I'd expect from Yuri. What does it actually mean? Just because the poet has stopped writing doesn't mean that it's over. The poem's over. Right. We have all the items ready to go. Now it's just a case of putting a bookmark, quote, and candy in each bag, then tying it all up with a piece of ribbon. We get to work, a comfortable silence descending upon the room. I almost said comfortable violence. That's not comfortable. I'm trying to imagine how Sayori would sound like, but I can't really do her justice. Sort of, but I'm sure there's, like, actual girls that can do better. You've been pretty quiet, are you okay? And there it is, the defining trait of hers, always being concerned about others' well-being. I'm lucky to have someone like her in my life. What? Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, sorry. Just been doing a lot of thinking. About what, if I can ask? Just about today. I've really enjoyed it, hanging out with you again. It's been a while, hasn't it? It has! I'm glad you enjoyed it because I was gonna say that I did too. I haven't had this much fun in a while. Hearing that lifts my spirits even further. Something I didn't think was possible. I'm genuinely happy to hear that. I haven't really told anyone, but truth be told, I've been kinda lonely. Ever since my parents' divorce, I haven't really had much contact with people. And spending time with you today, it's been refreshing. A really nice change of pace, you know? A change from spending the weekend by myself playing games. Oh, I'm so sorry, Level Engine. I had no idea you felt this way. You should have told me earlier that you were so lonely. I hate that I couldn't help you before. No, it's okay. Seriously, it's not your fault or anything. I've just been really reclusive myself, and I've really enjoyed the literature club so far. Just being able to spend time with people my age again, discover a new hobby. I appreciate it more than I can describe. I know I'm no poet or anything, but that didn't bother any of you. Glad you feel included with the club. That's gonna put a smile on your face, you hear me? Can't have you being sad. Starting with this. She reaches towards me and starts tickling me. Her hands ghosting over my neck and chest. I recoil instinctively, laughing like a small child. You know I'm ticklish. My laughter must be a catalyst for her tickling because as she hears it, she doubles her efforts, a childlike grin on her face. I'm squirming and howling with laughter, almost running out of breath. Please, Sayori, I can't breathe. Just give me a second. She pauses, giving me a chance to catch my breath. Good, she's fallen for my decoy. I dart forward, pulling her arms away from me and driving her towards the bed, pinning her beneath me. It's time to enact some revenge. Poor little Sayori, bamboozled by the mastermind Level Engine. Please, have mercy! What was that? Sorry, I didn't catch that. You'll have to speak up. Oh, and there's some fan art of this, too! I playfully feign deafness as I carry on tickling her. Her laughter is like music to my ears. She's squirming under my fingertips, crying with mirth. To see such a big smile on her face, even if it's kind of involuntary, it's such a nice sight to see. Her laugh has such an innocent, joyful ring to it. Hearing it transports me back 10 years. Back when we had that carefree level of innocence only childhood could have. Please, seriously, I can't breathe! She does sound like she's short of breath, and I've been ticking. I haven't gone through all the routes of the game yet, tickling, but I get it. It's only when I stop tickling her that I realize the situation we're in. I'm sitting on top of her, pinning her down with my legs. One of my hands rests where her neck meets her shoulder, and the other one is wrapped around her wrist. As the laughter from both of us subsides, a new atmosphere takes its place. It's not exactly awkward, but it's unusual, and neither of us knows how to react. I meet Sayori's gaze and find something in her eyes. What exactly is it? Neptunia is not a person, it's the game franchise. What exactly happened? I don't know, something good? So how are you feeling about that recital? Kinda nervous. What's the worst that could happen? Truthfully, but I don't have Monica's confidence, sadly. But hey, I really like the club, and this is my chance to give something back to it, right? No, Blanc, not Blanca. We're not talking about Street Fighter here. We're talking about Neptunia, not Street Fighter. Blanca, some people say Blanca, I think. Could have been worse, you could have said Ryu. I still can't believe I not only played, but managed to beat Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3 on the NES. Can't even believe I beat those games still. Yeah, Ancient Ship of Doom was a real pisser. It's the day of the festival. Let's hope it's actually a good day. Blanc, yeah. Yeah, the main premise of the Neptunia series is essentially the console wars, and the four main characters each represent a different game console, and Blanc's the Nintendo Wii. You're such a meanie sometimes. You know my teasing is all in good fun, right? She mumbles something under her breath. Of course! By the way, I also double-checked the little bags. They're all in here. People are gonna love them. This was a really good idea. Candy, bookmarks, and literature quotes. Perfect things to give out from our event. Uh-huh. Something for everyone. Although I'm kind of nervous for the festival. Honestly, I don't blame you for that. It's kind of nerve-wracking, isn't it? I mean, I know how much it means to Monica, but at the same time, I didn't really realize how intimidating reciting poetry to a bunch of strangers can be. Can we just actually go to the festival and not have it get ruined by something? Tactical change of topic. If you're asking if Ninja Gaiden was harder than Castlevania, yes, definitely is. It's a tough choice, really. I'm really grateful you told me about your club and let me join. I've had a lot of fun so far. Now, I scratched the back of my head nervously as Sayori looks curiously at me. I've never been good at expressing myself, and it probably shows. I guess what I'm trying to say is, thank you. It's been so fun being able to spend time with you again, too. Takes me back. After all, it'd be lovely if things could go back to how they used to be. How they used to? What do you mean? Oh, nothing. Strange choice of words. What could she mean by this? Something funny? Just thought of a way to steal one of Natsuki's cupcakes without her realizing. Are you sure it's a good idea? Oh, don't worry about her. She might seem a bit mean on the outside, but she's harmless. Don't let her fool you. Well, I'd rather her than me. Level engine, Sayori. Oh, please tell me we're having a festival. Please tell me we're having a festival. Please. I want a festival. I don't want to find anyone dead. Oh, this is looking good. They're all here. This is looking really good. I flip through the pages. Each member's home is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognize the girl's poems. Natsuki bursts into the room carrying a box that positively towers over her. Yuri trails in behind her, carrying a rolled up banner and a large duffel bag. Alright, it's festival time. Wow, you guys got here before me? I thought it was pretty early. I'm sorry for being the last one here. I'm glad that some preparation is already underway, though. It should take less time to set up everything this way. Yeah, let's work hard together, everyone. 4 trays of cupcakes stacked carefully on top of each other. Level engine! Yes? Help me lay out these cupcakes. Then if you wouldn't mind, Sayori, can you help me with these? Yuri gestures at her bag, to which Sayori nods cheerfully. I help Natsuki with her cupcakes while Yuri and Sayori start putting up decorations. Meanwhile, Monica continues putting down pamphlets. It isn't long before Natsuki has carefully arranged her cupcakes in a neat formation. If I want to go back here, I think I'll just drop the save here and then just leave this one untouched. I don't know if I'll do this, but I'm gonna leave it open. These look really good. Great idea to make them literature club themed as well, Natsuki. Yeah, it was a good idea, huh? I wrote down words that specifically have to do with poetry in our poems too. See, this one says create. Isn't that the kanji for use? As Natsuki furiously checks over the rest of her cupcakes to look for more miswritten characters, I glance over at Sayori and Yuri. I can imagine there are 24 possible orders that list the girls from best to worst. I'm trying to think. That would make sense. What was that quote by Nietzsche? A good writer possesses not only his own spirit, but also the spirit of his friends. That's a quote by Friedrich Nietzsche. He's had some very interesting thoughts, although there are some that I don't quite agree with. You think you've heard of him? I've definitely heard of him. It seems that they've also hung up a curtain of origami paper tied to ribbons in the doorway. Upon closer inspection, each paper has a different kanji character written on it. Looks like you did something similar to Natsuki with your kanji curtain. Is that so? I'll have to take a look at what she's done after I finish up. Yuri said that's an essential oils diffuser! Yes, it's for aromatherapy. One of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. People don't come to a club for atmosphere. They come for food. I still remember that SpongeBob episode. Food! Water! Atmosphere! Nobody comes to a restaurant for atmosphere. They come for food. I'm gonna assume that's good. 4 factorial is simply 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which equals 24. Oh, it's mostly Sayori. I couldn't do the ribbon part if my life depended on it. If that's too much math for you, EB Galaxy Girl, you should have seen that one Minecraft stream I did. With the different ways you could arrange the colors of the fireworks stars. I got something like 29 quintillion possible combinations, which is way more than any sane person can handle. So I just made 16, one with each base color, and that was it. And the blank one I couldn't get, because that's only creative mode of it. That's only available in creative mode, the blank one. We had a lot of fun with that. She delicately opens one of the little bags, fishing out a quote. It's perfectly okay to write garbage as long as you edit it brilliantly. Wait, I didn't put this one in! Oh yeah, that one was mine. I thought it was kind of funny. Well, 1 out of 3 isn't so bad. How about this one? I hastily open another bag, picking out the quote. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets fixated on a specific point. Just force yourself to get something out on paper and type it up later. Wasn't that something that Monica said earlier? Have you tried the candy? Don't you think we should have saved those for the people who made these bags for Sayori? Oh yeah, Natsuki's irritated voice rings over from across the classroom. Hey, if you guys are finished over there, can you actually sort Sayori's stuff out? You know, we do have a festival to prepare for. Yeah, right. Let's just do it. What grade am I in? I'm on my 5th semester of university right now. We don't use grades anymore at that point. By the time we finished, it looks like everyone else is done too. Oh, so this is what the room's gonna look like. The classroom is now darkened and lit up by the ambient lighting of candles. A delicate floral scent wafts through the air, courtesy of Yuri's essential oils. Sayori and I head towards the other 3 girls, who are huddled near the front of the classroom, murmuring to each other. Is it about time to start yet? Almost. We wrote that we were going to start at 10 a.m. on our posters, and that's in 10 minutes. Are people actually going to show up for this? Don't be so negative. Some people have shown up already, and I'm sure that more will file in soon. You guys don't have to be worrying so much about it. I've got full faith in all of you. I've seen all your poems. It's been amazing watching each and every one of you find and nurture your unique writing styles. Yeah. Sayori and Mani. Natsuki! It was just a joke. Jeez. Though some humor would lighten the mood. Sei and Moni. Ah, sorry. Just trying to make sure everyone's in the best frame of mind before we start. It's okay, Monica. We all understand and appreciate that. Yeah, we know just how much this club means to you. I want it to be a success as much as you do. Couldn't have put it better myself. Even though I've only been in the club for a few days, I felt really at home. Truth be told, I used to be kind of lonely. Knowing that I'm included in something with people like you guys always makes me feel better. It's okay, we can change that, remember? Haven't really overheard the term AP. I don't know if you're asking me. No one should feel alone. I know it's quite a difficult thing to experience. I feel a warm flush of gratitude at their words. Thanks, guys. That means a lot. Also, Monica, I told Sayori this earlier, and I figured you might appreciate hearing this. No matter how the festival goes, I just want to say thank you to all of you. Thanks to you guys, that lonely feeling has disappeared. You all have been so welcoming and accepting, and believe me, I'm really appreciative of that. So even if this event doesn't go quite as planned, just know that I really love it here, and I'm so glad Sayori told me about this club. If others don't like what we have here, well, it's their loss, right? The girls nod in agreement, smiling at me. I had no idea my words would have such an impact, but I'm glad they did in the end. It feels so rewarding to be able to give back to the club for a change. Monica turns to me, eyes shining with appreciation. Thank you, Level Engine, you're right. Hearing those words from a newcomer really makes me feel like I've succeeded in my goals as president. See guys, if we could show Level Engine how amazing this club is, who's to say we can't show other students the same thing? Don't see them as strangers, see them as potential club members. Yeah, but if they say anything bad about my cupcakes, I'm gonna kill them. Yuri giggles softly. I won't lie to you. I'm still quite nervous, but after hearing what you've said, Level Engine, I realize there might be other lonely people out there. This club would be the perfect place for them. Yeah, we might even find more manga enthusiasts. That's the spirit. Let's go show the rest of the school which is what the literature club is made of. So it begins. Monica and Sayori have greeted the newcomers and settled them in desks throughout the classroom. Some people are already helping themselves to cupcakes, and I noticed Natsuki keeping an eye on them. Meanwhile, Yuri is nervously looking through a pamphlet. I can see her soundlessly mouthing the words to her poem. Have I taken algebra? I already took, like, algebra courses in high school. Yeah, in Canada, we kind of just go over that in high school. But there are some college algebra courses. Didn't really need to go through any of them, though. I mean, I was already in, like, the most advanced math classes in high school, so... If I wouldn't have made it to, like, those higher level math classes in high school, I probably would have had to go through college algebra to, I don't know, get into university with this profession. Okay, everyone, welcome to the Literature Club's poetry performance. My name is Monica, some of you may know. Some girl sitting near the front of the classroom wave at her. And I'm the president of the club. Accompanying me is the vice president, Sayori. Hi, guys! And the rest of our club members, Yuri, Natsuki, and last but certainly not least, Level Engine. We all wave back at the students with varying degrees of enthusiasm. I hope that you'll all enjoy our poetry and that we'll be able to contribute to a memorable festival. Yeah, algebra can actually be really easy. And now, without further ado, I'll be starting with my poem, The Way They Fly. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and I head off to settle down on the frontmost desk, saving the seat at the end for Monica. She stands there, alone, yet still radiant in confidence. After flashing a smile and a wink at us, she begins. Each word is crystal clear and exudes emotion. Somehow, her recitation is even better than it was only a few days ago. She must have practiced hard to try to achieve perfection. The classroom is silent at first, drinking in her words. After a few moments, however, some whispering starts up in the back of the classroom. I guess that's inevitable. As Monica's poem progresses, more and more people wander in. Normally this would be a good thing, but they're making a lot of noise. Thankfully, they simmer down once they realize Monica's talking, but the damage has already been done. She reaches the end of her poem, the last few words resonating in the classroom. A round of applause fills the room and Monica beams at everyone, patiently waiting for them to finish. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my poem and that it gave you a flavor of what this club is like. For the newcomers, welcome. We're just in the midst of showing you all our poems. Yeah, if you don't know how to factor, then you're in trouble. It doesn't help that someone sniggers and then she turns to glare at them. Seems like Sayori notices too. She hastens to shoot Natsuki a reassuring smile. Natsuki stands at the front of the classroom with her poem in hand. Slight traces of irritation still visible on her face. Anyway, so my poem's called Jump. Just as I was hoping, she's able to inject her trademark bouncy style into the performance, bringing the words to life. She doesn't quite radiate the confidence Monica did, but her unique style shines through, giving the poem a flow and rhythm. While simple, it's effective. My heart sinks as I start picking up on the newcomers having their own conversation in the back of the room. This was bound to happen. It's clear they aren't paying attention. From the pause and change in Natsuki's tone, she clearly picked up on it as well. Why can't they just save their stupid, selfish conversations for after our performances? Her poem comes to an end, but unlike with Monica's, there's a slight awkward moment of silence. Once again, there's a round of applause, but it's clear the audience's engagement isn't quite as strong. Great performance, Natsuki. Forces a smile, it's clear she's upset. Anyway, our Vice President Sayori is next to perform. Hi everyone, I hope you like my poem. This one's called My Meadow, I think. She's a little nervous. Her soft voice guides us through the recital, and there's a remarkable contrast between her cheerful inflection and the more bittersweet nature of the words. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed people casually flicking cupcake wrappers onto the floor along with candy wrappers lying on tables. Worse still, the talking is getting louder and more noticeable. Monica looks around at the perpetrators, frowning at them. One of the students lets out a loud yawn, making absolutely no effort to hide it. Another student picks up one of the quotes and nudges their friend. Hey there, Brenda. They both frown and laugh at the message, and I get the horrible feeling it's the more mocking kind of laugh. At this point, I'm seeing red. If we weren't in school, I would have punched these inconsiderate pricks by now. No one should be this rude to Sayori. She's perhaps the sweetest person I've ever met. She's trying her best and is making a real effort to continue despite the now obvious disruptions. To her credit, her performance is still commendable. How's Yuri's performance gonna go at this rate? Just imagine she goes psycho on the newcomers who are just like making a ruckus. Monica stands up, turning to address everyone in the room. Just a polite reminder that it would be much appreciated if everyone gave our poets some respect while they're performing, considering there's a lot of work going into this stuff. Thank you. Now the stage is all yours, Yuri. Yuri is looking terrified at this point. Sayori gives her a reassuring squeeze and I lean over, whispering into her ear. You've got this, Yuri. Just pretend like it's only me, Natsuki, Sayori, and Monica. I can't do this, Level Engine. Yes, you can. I believe in you. I've seen how passionate you can become when you talk about the portrait of Markov. I love that. Besides, this club could be the perfect place for any of these people. We just don't know it yet. If you can get in that state of mind, you're pretty much perfect. Her eyes flick up to glance at the classroom when she gets on stage, although she quickly ducks her head back down to look at her poem on the podium. This poem is titled After Image of a Crimson Eye. Her voice quivers as she starts, but unlike her recitation a few days ago, the meek and trembling version of Yuri remains well into the poem. She determinedly forges ahead, but I can tell that she's not enjoying it in the slightest. The rest of the classroom soon begins to grow louder again, unfortunately. After a few lines of her poem, they are even more unruly than before. The crinkling of rappers fills the air, and at a few points Yuri is almost drowned out by others' voices. I catch a few people getting up and leaving the classroom. By the slight hitch in her voice, it seems that Yuri's seen them as well. Her eyes stay glued to her poem now, and it looks like she's trying her hardest to ignore everyone. One boy quietly wolf whistles at Yuri, causing her to jump and lower her head even more. She's practically shaking like a leaf. This is absolutely disgusting behavior, and I open my mouth to say something. Suddenly, Natsuki stands up. A loud scraping noise from her pushing away from the desk, drawing the attention of the students. Can you all just shut up? I'm really freaking sick of this. How can you guys be so rude? We're trying our best to show you something amazing here, and you're just gonna stomp all over our hard work like that? Unbelievable. I can't even understand how people can be this arrogant and just plain terrible. I didn't want to interrupt you, Yuri, but I can't stand it anymore. You idiots might as well leave. You aren't even gonna pretend to pay attention. There's complete silence for a beat. Only came for the food anyway. Let's go, guys. Once this boy speaks up and begins to lead his friends away, one by one more students start to follow them out the door. Oh, I was expecting Natsuki to go try and like beat the shit out of one of them, but she can't really take on all of them. Natsuki totally could have taken that guy on. I throw a panicked look over to Monica, who was holding a strange, stiff expression on her face. Looks like she's struggling to stay calm for everyone. After a few moments, there's barely anyone left. Yuri quietly begins speaking again, but her voice is barely audible. There's just a stifling silence accompanying her words. When she finishes, a weak smattering of applause sounds from the few who are actually left. She unsteadily steps down from the stage, a blank look on her face. She wouldn't look at any of us either. I'm worried about her. Oh, okay. She's still trying her best. I don't think any of us could have predicted that it would turn out this way. Everyone came for the free food. To those who are left, I want to thank you all for staying and apologize as well. This is definitely not a normal occurrence for the Literature Club, I assure you. I guess this is how we're supposed to actually find out who are the ones that really want to stay at the club. If you're just coming for the food, then... well, yeah. You're not really devoted to the Literature Club if you're literally just gonna go for the free food. This isn't the Cupcake Club. The only students left are the ones who waved to Monica at the beginning. This is what Yuri had to see when reciting her poem. No wonder she didn't want to look up and face those people. Can I really do this now? How are the others able to finish their poems? Has it really only been 20 minutes? Taking a shaky breath, I begin to speak. Hi everyone, I'd like to take a second to apologize as well. Both of those checking the club out today and those who are already in it. But despite everything that's happened, I can say that I'm glad I joined since I got to meet so many amazing people. I believe you guys will love it as much as I did too. Acquainted with the knight? Okay, so excellent performance. That's a good sign. What a great way to round off the event. Thank you all for coming and staying. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. That's it for the scheduled recitations, but you guys are free to stay and hang out if you want. Then the remaining students start to stand up and leave. Sorry about everything, Monica. I'll check out the club sometime. That hairstyle though, that reminds me of Nico Yazawa from Love Live. Yeah, I think it was Love Live. I feel like I'm looking at Nico Yazawa here. Who knew she went to this school? I'm torn between wondering whether they're all pitying us or sympathizing with us. They all start to file out of the classroom after a few more goodbyes. Wow, this was sad. To say there's tension in the air would be a massive understatement. There's silence in the room, made worse by the sense of awkwardness. No one knows what to say. I think we'll save here. Haven't looked at the periodic table much in a while, so I can't really come up with any answer on the fly. No one expected the festival to end this way, and the impact is hitting us all. That could have gone better. Natsuki gives me a dirty look, but Sayori smiles wanly? Wanly? Meanwhile, it looks like Monica's face has finally fallen. I don't understand. Where did we go so wrong, guys? We spent so long preparing for this, and for all our efforts. Turns out almost all of them just went here for the food. I feel awful for her. I don't get it either. You guys all did such a good job as well. I'm sorry, Monica. Don't worry about it, Level Engine. It's not like it's your fault anyway. I noticed that Yuri and Natsuki seemed particularly upset, with Yuri looking absolutely dejected and Natsuki steaming mad. This is your fault, Monica. I told you this was a stupid idea. None of us were even that comfortable with doing it in the first place, and now look where it's landed us. Excuse me. My fault? You all agreed to do this. Pardon me for thinking it would actually go well. What's so wrong about that? Oh, this is not gonna go well at all. Like, the music just changed. We only agreed to do it because we felt like you were forcing us. Given everyone's low moods, an argument is the last thing we need. I didn't force anyone, Natsuki. You know how much this club means to me. I was just excited to show that we have what we have to the rest of this school. Yeah, because that was such a good idea, wasn't it? I'm really starting to get sick of your constant sarcasm, you know. Why can't you just try being positive for once in your life? It's funny you should say that, because I'm really starting to get sick of your self-righteous know-it-all attitude. We told you this was a bad idea, but no. You just had to insist on this. Everyone told you this was a bad idea. No one was happy with it. It was for a reason. Look at how much Level Engine enjoys it here. This is awful. The other students were bad enough, and now Monica and Natsuki are going for each other's throats. Look at how badly everyone was humiliated, how inconsiderate all of those. She struggles for a moment, her anger inhibiting her ability to speak. Those assholes were. To all of us. They didn't give a damn about anything we had to say. What did that one prick say? He was only here for the food? All that hard work, just for what? Defeat some people that didn't even care about the club? She angrily kicks one of the desks. The loud noise jolts Yuri, who looks up with tears in her eyes. Please, Natsuki, can you calm down? Don't tell me you're taking her side, Yuri. You had to experience the worst of it. I don't get why you're not mad either. Natsuki, there's no point in being angry at Monica. She didn't want this to happen. She had no idea why people would react this way. It's bad enough that the students were rude, and I really don't like fighting inside the club itself. That's gonna make it even worse if there's just fighting in the club. Sometimes you have to take risks. Sure, this didn't go so well, but there was always a chance it wouldn't have ended like this, and we could have actually had new members. I mean, you of all people can understand that the best, right, Level Engine? You made the choice to come here. Look how much you enjoy it. Don't you try and suck up to him, Monica. Face it, you never listen to us, your club members, or take our opinions into account. Tell me I'm not alone in thinking that. Oh, great, now I have to choose a side? Oh, so I have to choose a side. Just great. I didn't want to have to do this, but hey. Actually not sure who to choose. If both of these just converge back into the same main path anyway, then I think I'll just choose both of them, one after the other. Come on, you know better than I do that Monica loves this club. It's only natural she'd want to share it with the rest of the school. You're actually taking her side? I can't believe this. It's not like, I'm not taking her side, it's just what? That's exactly what you're trying to do, Level Engine. Don't try and backpedal. Natsuki, that's not what he's trying to say. He's just... Oh, of course you're jumping to his aid. Shut up, Monica. She closes her eyes and takes a deep breath, evidently trying to contain her anger. Jeez, Natsuki, don't you think that was a little out of order? You don't have to shout at her. What would you know? You haven't even been here for 5 days. Why is everyone making me out to be the bad guy here? Remember when Monica said she'd made sure people weren't going to be rude during her performances? That didn't work out. It's just Monica trying to use the club to boost their popularity, and it sickens me. You think we're all just some sort of pawns for you? Explains why I didn't even consider how reluctant we all were to do this, or why I let everyone just walk all over us. Natsuki, you're just being ridiculous now. Why do I want to hurt all of us? It's not exactly been easy on me either. What would you, of all people, know about life being hard? Monica blinks, looking like she's been slapped. It's easy for you, Monica, with your role as the queen of this school, everyone liking you, all that crap. You have such a perfect life and all, never having to defend your interests, never having anyone ridicule never having anyone ridicule you for the things you like. The whole school would fucking shut down if you didn't show up. Queenie isn't here. God, I would love it if that quote from The Breakfast Club just randomly popped up in this mod right now. And guess what? It's all because of you. I can practically hear the venom dripping from her words at this point. It's absolutely horrible. Face it, Sayori would be a better president than you could ever be. And with that, a sickening silence falls onto the room once more. But this time it's a million times worse. Sayori's miserably hugging herself, looking completely lost for words. Monica is wearing a stony expression on her face, looking both enraged and heartbroken. The whole club waits for a reply to the bombshell Natsuki just dropped on her. But without a word, Monica turns on her heel and walks out of the door, the impact of Natsuki's words hanging in the air behind her. Imagine if there was an act 2 to this. Oh lord. Well, at least we had a festival, at least we got to try. At least everyone's alive. Can we make sure this never happens again? It was awful! That was a horrible experience, to say the least. Without Monica to restore order and keep things going, the club suddenly feels very aimless and disorganized. Natsuki, I know you're angry, but can you please find Monica and apologize? But I know you're feeling a bit guilty over what you said. After all, you were a bit mean. I'll find Monica. I hope I find Monica alive. Where would she go? The girl's bathroom, or the rooftop. I'm hoping it's not the girl's bathroom. Will she even want to talk to me? She didn't even say anything as she left. Was she that upset? Although, given what Natsuki said, I really wouldn't blame Monica. Guess there's only one way to find out. I don't like where this is going. It's too quiet. There's a door at the top of the stairs which opens out to the rooftop. I gently open the door. There she is, leaning slightly over the barriers at the edge of the rooftop, face turned away from me. Not a peep sounds from her, not even when the wind slams the door behind me closed. Work in progress, sorry. Okay, so looks like the artist got past like phase 1 or 2 of this drawing here. The colors are there, the shading is not. It's gonna look even better once it's actually finished. It's okay. It's a demo. I hope she doesn't actually jump. You look pretty upset, so I thought I'd come find you. She stays completely still as I sidle up to her side, leaning on the railing so I can see her face. I don't know what I expected, but her expression is oddly calm. Monica. Beautiful view, isn't it? Yeah, you could say that. Is that the reason you came up here? It's part of it. On days like this, the wind and the eternally stretching blue sky make me feel like I can go anywhere. Feels freeing. Yeah, I was about to say that. It looks pretty good for a whip. Work in progress. So are you okay to open up to me? A thin smile appears on her face. Progress? That's sweet of you, Level Engine. To be honest, I didn't expect you to have any tact at all. Me neither. Did you expect I'd be crying up here? Contemplating suicide or something? Well, I've played a lot of DDLC mods, so I was actually really afraid of, well, that. You can jump off a rooftop and that will probably kill you. Especially if you dive head first. You'll break your neck, you'll die. I really didn't want that to happen. But I guess I'm all cried out. I guess I've come to terms with all the things Natsuki said already. What Natsuki said wasn't true, Monica. I think you're a fantastic president. And I'm not just saying that to cheer you up either. I'm going to reiterate anyway because it's important you're aware of how much I mean it. Thank you for everything. You took me in when I really needed it. Remember how I said earlier I've been feeling lonely? That's how things have been recently. I haven't seen much of my parents lately, and most of my days I spend alone. All that changed when I joined your club. Everything except for the parents. You have a lot of potential. I did like your poems. I'm still shocked that she liked my random 20 words, but thanks. Definitely a sign of a good president. All I wanted to create was a little haven that people could call home no matter their writing ability. This past week has probably been the happiest I've ever been in a long time, and that is all thanks to you. I don't really know what to say. Seriously, I just wanted you to know how I felt. Anyway, Natsuki was a bit out of order with her words, but honestly I don't think she meant it. Tension was just running really high, and you know better than I do how fiery she can be. Yeah, I know she was just really upset, but hearing those words, it hit pretty deep, you know? But it was a line about Sayori being a better president. I don't know why I got under my skin so much. It was just spite, Monica. People say awful things they don't really mean when they're upset. Sayori and Yuri are talking to her now, and I get the feeling she wants to apologize but just doesn't know how to. Well, that's definitely something Natsuki needs to work on. By the way, thank you for making the effort to find me. It really means a lot. Thankfully I didn't have to go in the girls' bathroom to do that. That would have been super awkward. Probably a situation most of the other guys in school would kill to be in. Nothing to thank me for. Should we go and find the others? Ah, they're back! Yuri and Sayori hurry over to us, looking worriedly at Monica. Meanwhile, Natsuki remains standing off to the side by herself, arms folded. Hey guys, I'm alright, really. Taking some time outside helped clear my head, and I'm feeling a lot better now. Not to mention, Level Engine was a real help, too. It was a frightening prospect to consider losing our club president. Now that everyone's calmed down, we can talk things out. Why don't you come join us? Fine. So I'm here. Natsuki means to say that she just said all those things in the heat of the moment. A crime of passion, as it were. Keys, I can speak for myself, okay? I'm just gonna get this over with. What I wanted to say is I didn't mean it when I said you were a bad president. It's pretty clear you care a lot about the club. It's just those jerks pissed me off so much that I blurted out random things I needed to vent. I won't lie. It does seem like you always get special treatment because you're so popular, Monica. But then again, I wouldn't know what you have to go through. You're on a totally different level from the rest of us. Anyway, that's all, I guess. I've always seen you as a friend, and I hope you'll still be able to see me as one, too. I still actually have to wait for Dragon Master and Frozen Ice Flame to race this weekend. Then I'll know who my opponent is, and then we'll have to arrange on a time to race. So it's probably going to be like at least another week away or so. Okay, I can hear some music, it's just really quiet. And so what if you nudge this into the festival? I guess it's only normal for the president of all people to want the club to grow. And how else can we do it? Did I say something strange? Oh, Yuri, you're so funny. I let out a breath I'd been subconsciously holding. It seems like everything's turned out well in the end. Or at least as well as they can, given the circumstances. Okay, everyone. With that catchphrase, everything seems alright in the world once again. Still need to clean everything up. I'm assuming everyone's just going to skip the festival and go home after this. I'm pretty tired after all the stuff that just happened. Same here. Oh, that was quick. I have a feeling that Monica might just be putting the club before herself in this case. But the only thing I can do now is hope that everyone will feel better tomorrow. It'll be pretty nice to go home from school early for a change and be able to relax, and although now that I think about it, I really only have anime and video games to look forward to. I'm guessing that's the ending of the demo or something? If that's a really great races so far, yeah, thank you. So I'm guessing we've hit an ending of some sort. I want to see if there's actually going to be more after this. Oh, wow. Some really... How long did it take to actually program these credits? Looks good. Playtesting Astronova. I hope there's more too. Oh, isn't the guy that co-wrote exit music? I took Monica's side of the argument and I'm going to take Natsuki's and see where this goes. You believe when I say that I know this club means a lot to you. I've only been here for a few days and I can already see that. Every one of us cares so much for the club that we were able to soldier on and keep performing despite all the crap we got. But at the same time, perhaps Natsuki has a point. You were clearly more enthusiastic than everyone else. It wouldn't surprise me if she was disappointed in us either. Well, pardon me for wanting the club to do well. Why was everyone so against it? I didn't even force any of you. You all agreed of your own accords. I thought you'd use the weekend to practice. That should have been plenty of time. The way you pushed us into it, it felt like we didn't have a choice. You guys didn't have to agree. Do you not know how to stand up for yourselves? Monica, you know how it is. It's hard going against your friends. That's not the point. You all did fine your first recitations. Everything should have gone well. It's just that we never could have expected that people would act this way. If the event had been a success, you can bet that this conversation wouldn't be happening right now. Well, if we never decided to do anything for the festival, then we wouldn't have had to worry about this crap anyway. But we had to do something for the festival. Do you just want the club to remain stagnant forever? Is this the place just supposed to be some hangout for 5 people? There's a fierce glint in those green eyes now, and I'm almost afraid of speaking up. It seems like I'm the only one here who actually wants this club to do well, the only one who strives for greater heights. And how is anyone ever going to see how amazing what we've built is if we never show it to anyone? What's wrong with the club being small? I'd rather have a few people who really care about the club than a ton of idiots who are only here for you because of your popularity. Quality is more important than quantity after all. I'm sure the others would agree on that front as well. With all due respect, you haven't even been here for a week. How would you of all people know what the other members want? But Monica, the legend only means well. Sayori looks like she's about to say more, but one withering look from Monica stopped her in her tracks. And I'm sure that many villains throughout history only meant well, too. Now you're just being unfair. No. You know what's really unfair? What's unfair is the fact that I'm the one who always has to pick up the slack. I'm the one who has to take on the blame for all the mistakes. You think it's easy having to live up to everyone's expectations? Although I guess it's too much for you to understand, Natsuki. After all, you always heap the blame onto others and criticize everyone but yourself. Why don't you go do some introspection for once in your life? Then you might be able to see why you have barely any friends. I look towards Yuri and Sayori for help, but both look understandably shocked by Monika's words. Natsuki's face has grown red, and it looks like she's starting to tear up despite her best attempts at keeping up a hostile look. Monica, on the other hand, is turned away so that I can't see her face. Well, we can still see it. It's right there. There's a veritable game of eyebrow charades going on between three of us. None of us know what to say or how to break the silence, but we all know that someone has to. I'm relieved that I have the two of them to rely on here, though. They had to experience the disaster that the festival was, too. And yet they're still fighting through their own emotions to try to keep the club together. The only sounds right now are the small sniffling noises coming from Natsuki. The longer the silence stretches, the harder it's going to be to break it. Somehow, I'm the one that should speak. I shouldn't have said that. I was looking back on what I said, and well, if someone had said those things about me, I'd be upset to say the least. The pressure just finally broke me, I guess. I really do have tons of things going on in my life, but that doesn't excuse my actions. I shouldn't assume your lives when I have no idea what struggles you're going through either. I'm sorry. I think it's safe to say the words were said that no one really intended. Tensions were obviously running high after the disaster that the festival turned out to be, but I guess everything just boiled over in the argument. I agree. It just goes to show how much we all care about the club and each other. If we didn't care, we wouldn't be feeling so horrible. Monica, you're really good at organizing these kinds of things, so I can really see why you wanted to succeed the way you did. It's only normal. But you have to remember that we all chose to come here for a reason. That's because we enjoy it here. We really do care. You have to admit you were kind of harsh to Natsuki. Anyway, I'm so glad you apologized to Natsuki in the end, because we're all friends here and we need to stick together. We shouldn't be fighting when we hit obstacles. We should be supporting each other. Did K-Mac ever hold the Super Castlevania 4 record? This I have no idea. He had a pretty good run for the time. Yeah, still way ahead of me. You guys, thank you for all being the best club members I could wish for. Now that I thought about it, it really is me who's in the wrong here. I should have just accepted that you guys weren't quite as into the festival idea as I was. It was wrong for me to push you into something you weren't comfortable with. That's all said and done now, so no use crying over spilt milk, right? No, a good president wouldn't have pressured their people into doing this. Looking back, how could I have been so selfish and blind? Everyone has momentary lapses of judgment, and you shouldn't blame yourself for that. I'm with Yuri on that. After all, you made this lovely club for all of us, and we really owe it to you for that. Whatever, it's fine. The only thing I want is for us to stop fighting. I come to this club to get away from all that junk, and I don't want things to be ruined. So yeah, if I'll make things go back to normal, I'll forgive you. Sayori gives a little hop in excitement when Natsuki says that, and I can't help but sigh in relief as well. Monica smiles gently at Natsuki, who finally meets her eyes. Thank you for putting the club above your own feelings, Natsuki. Yeah, I don't think I'm wrong in saying that we all appreciate it. You guys should hug it out! I get that it must have taken a lot to say that, so I'm truly grateful for that. Monica reaches out to hug Natsuki, but the smaller girl flinches away. I'm so sorry, I should have known it to be too soon. No, well, it's fine. Natsuki makes an attempt at smiling at Monica. It may take some time for reconciliation to be finished with, but I'm happy that everyone is trying their best. Yeah, reconsideration can take a long time. No, reconciliation. Close enough. And with that, the spell holding us all in place seems to have been broken. Any of you staying to check out the rest of the festival? No, I'm feeling quite exhausted after all the emotional stress that we just had to endure. I just want to take a long nap. Same here, honestly. Still have to clean up the classroom. Let's just do that. It's surreal to hear the sounds of chatter and laughter floating towards us from the rest of the festival after everything that just took place. A silence falls between us. I'm not quite sure whether I should try to cheer her up or just leave her alone with her thoughts. I spot a vending machine at the end of the hall and sign on the former. Here, do you want a snack? A little sugar always cheers me up when I feel down. Sure, I guess. What do you want? It doesn't really matter, but chocolate's pretty good. I hand her a bar of chocolate. I just picked one of my favorites, so I hope we have similar tastes. White chocolate. Not bad. Does that mean she likes it? I watch as she carefully places the snack into her bag. You're not gonna eat it? No, I kinda like to savor things in my own time. Not a bad idea. I tend to blow through snacks and stuff myself. I guess I like to try to make things last as long as possible. It's pretty understandable. We walk together side by side in a bubble of companionship that seems to include just the two of us, and that makes the festival a distant reality. It isn't until we've reached the school entrance that I break the silence again. Which way are you headed? I'm going that way. I'm in the opposite direction. Guess I'll see you tomorrow then. It's okay if I keep coming to the club, right? What do you mean? Of course you can. I mean, we're all going to be expecting you back there. Never mind. See ya. Guess it's time to make the trek home. Although now that I think about it, there's nothing for me back home except anime and video games. I'll probably spend some nights stewing over that question then. I just wanted to see what would happen if we made the other choice. So, spend time preparing for the festival with the other girls, or just go straight to Hell's Kitchen on my next live stream? Doki Doki's Hell's Kitchen we're talking about. I'm trying to just see how many of those names I actually recognize. Astronova seems to be the only one. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was his idea to have the ending of Exit Music be the way it was. Let me see. Astronova is the name of a Monster High character, but that's not what I'm looking for. Reddit user, not the Monster High character. I'm trying to find what he said about Exit Music and how he wrote the ending to that mod. What's this about a Monica AI with synthetic body and stuff? I'm gonna have to look at that on my own time. Can't seem to find it. Ah, screw it, I can't seem to find it. I vaguely remembered him saying, I don't really like Natsuki that much. Sayori's my favorite, Doki. And he thought it would be funny to draw Natsuki hanging like that. So he had that put into the end of the game. Well, I certainly didn't think it was funny. So yeah, thanks for watching. We're gonna stop the stream here, and I feel like just picking up a new mod because I just seem to always have fun playing as many as possible, but I'm really tempted to see what would happen if we do festival preparations with the other characters. I'll think about it. I could probably do all 3 of these in one video if I just go fast enough.